NBA beef. Who you got? Scottie Pippen or KD?
I don't know. Scottie Pippen is making a bourbon now, and I think a memoir. He's did an interview with GQ in which he took shots at KD. Basically criticized his shot in Game Seven. Said LeBron's a better player than him. He plays better team basketball, and KD had stuff to say about it on the internet because he's Kevin Durant. I really feel like you guys don't understand what a troll Kevin Durant is when he logs online. So he tweeted, didn't the great Scottie Pippen refuse to go in the game for the last second shot because he was in his feelings? His coach drew up the play for a better shooter. He also went in again and said, this guy, Scott, which is so disrespectful. This
So
guy,
great.
Scott, also wanted to enjoy his summer, so he chose to rehab during the season. Yo, Scottie Pippen, they followed Phil, not you. So KD watched The Last Dance. Like, we all watched it. You can't use new information. We all have that source material. It's not new. Kevin Durant just likes to do this. He likes to poke you because I think he feels people are always poking him. And so he pokes back. And then when we talk about how much he pokes back, he's like, why are you guys mad? You poked me first. I kind of, at this point, and my relationship with the internet has evolved many times and will evolve further in the future. But at this point, it's like, yeah, I get it. Just go say what you want to say. This guy, Scott, is hilarious objectively.
Hilarious.
And
Hilarious.
I'm fine with it. Also, it allows me to force Mina to say the name of the random guy
Yes.
that KD replied to that he saw in his Twitter replies, because this was a GQ story, but the way Kevin Durant saw it was that, who, Mina? Somebody tweeted it at him and he replied to it. What was this man's name?
I don't know. This is a tape show, and I feel like if I say the user handle of the person, it's gonna get censored.
They can
but
bleep
whatever. It was Mr. Teabags. Just want to make sure I accurately represent it, which is
valid-
that's great.
Which is
Urban
amazing,
Dictionary
by the
entry.
way, because I'm sure millions of people tweet at Kevin Durant all day. Verified people, probably a lot of people, most people saying nice things like Kevin Durant is the GOAT, Kevin Durant is great, but somehow he's got his radar up, pardon me, for like individual replies from like the most random accounts, and I love it. And I also want to say Team KD in this one, to go to the question of whose side of this beef am I on. Team KD, because if you read the interview, which is excellent, Tyler Tynes, the writer, he didn't ask Scottie about Kevin Durant.
Sure didn't.
Scottie brought him up unprompted, took shots, and took inaccurate shots. Like Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer, incredible basketball player, knows more about the game than I will ever know. But he is dead
Don't come for
wrong
me. Don't
about
come for
this.
me.
Kevin Durant played his butt off, and the notion that he didn't play team basketball is ridiculous. Scottie, what team? Who was he supposed to give the ball to? One-legged James Harden? Ice cold Joe Harris? Bruce
Work
Brown?
out these
who-
feelings,
Yeah.
man. Work
No,
out these
Go
feelings.
through it.
I was there with you.
Bruce Brown?
I'm right.
Like, Kevin Durant was literally the only star that the Nets had left. There was nothing else he could do. And by the way, he also brought in LeBron. Oh, LeBron doesn't take that shot. I'm old enough to remember when LeBron got killed for passing to Danny Green that one time. Like, we can't have it both ways.
Well-
Criticize stars for not taking shots, but also not being team players. Point is, Kevin Durant had an incredible postseason. Scottie Pippen is wrong, and Mr. Teabags, thank you for the content.
Kevin Durant has had an incredible posting season. Like, what he is doing on Twitter right now is unbelievable. And so, yes, is there a level of this conversation where we hold everybody to their various hypocrisies about basketball? Sure, and Mina laid out a bunch of stuff that I agree with fundamentally. But what I want to focus on is the fact that Scottie Pippen, perhaps like clearly thirsting for a spotlight that Michael Jordan tilted firmly in his direction, was drinking his own bourbon and giving interviews. And if there's any better circumstance for Tyler Tynes, GQ writer, than that specific one, I don't know what it is. Because the one thing I want, if I'm doing an interview with an athlete, is them imbibing to some degree that I will remain unclear on beyond that, because who knows how much or how little he was.
Oy.
But the other thing I absolutely do not want to answer this question is Kevin Durant coming at me on Twitter. So I'm on Team KD for that reason alone. So yes, please and thank you.
I mean, my biggest takeaway about the quality or the effects of this bourbon based on this interview is that it apparently turns you into the comment section of a First Take YouTube video. Go,
That's most bourbons,
Go forth.
I think.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.